Guys, to celebrate the new Supergirl TV series that started today, I thought we'd do a few, not really Supergirl related missions, but maybe Kryptonian related missions, because there's only one Supergirl mission that I can really think of. Well, there's another one, but we already did it. It's a mission we do once we reach level 30, and we already did it, so I doubt we'd be able to. Let's see if we can interact with her again.
Hi, it's the hero who saved Superman. Did you know Oracle is still trying to trace that teleport to the Hall of Doom? I heard her use words I didn't know they had on Earth. But we'll give the society what they deserve, one way or the other.
Well, that's pretty much all the interaction you get with her. So let's see. The one mission I know we can do with her, well, where we can actually see her character, is it's this one. Essentially, we can go and save her from the evil Doctor Psycho. So let's try that first. Haven't played much with my Red Sun Superman lately, and I hadn't played with it since there was no changes to fire not that long ago. So I was able to rearrange my loadout a bit. I did a handful of loadouts. I have, let's say, what would be my traditional fire loadout, although I'm still working on it. I didn't play with fire all that much, and the new mechanics, I'm not too sure how they work yet. So essentially, when I play this build, I'm going to learn as much as you guys. So that's going to be helpful for everyone. I have a PvP build, but essentially it's the same build, just with the PvP gear. As you can see, no sodas and no trinket because it's the PvP ones. I have a tank build that I'm gonna have to try out at some point. I'm not that used to playing as a tank. It's probably the role I played the less. So I'll probably learn as much as you guys in these videos. But for now, I'll stick to essentially I made what I would call a pretty typical Kryptonian loadout. I'll show you as we go along. Essentially, you have the traditional heat vision, of course, which, as you saw, drained about half of my power bar by itself, but it did do the job. Of course, there's the freeze breath, which is pretty typical for Kryptonians or Daxamites, or so there's some of the flight powers that I used. I don't use those powers much, other than maybe some role play build, I suppose, or I could call fun build. The one power I took was this one from the fire tree. This one power seems to give health and power back, so it does help a bit, I suppose. It does help make up a bit for the from the heat vision, which is very power hungry. Well, that was enough, I guess, to get rid of Psycho. So let's go get ourselves a healing barrel or two. But let's see. Nah, the little chest wasn't there. Well, that's okay. Let's break this panel. Why not? We're strong enough. So essentially, this is my Red Sun Superman, inspired in no small part by the Superman from the Red Sun Superman comic. But this is pretty much a role play build. It's really not that very powerful build. Essentially, you run out of power pretty quick. So I guess it's not something I would use in survival mode, maybe. And if I did, I would probably be kicked in half a second.
You have no idea what it's like to be me. What gives you the right? You think you can stand in judgment over me? Time for you to walk a mile in my shoes. One day, all these heroes will be my slaves. Today, their mere image will be your death.
Behave yourself. Oh, goody! Someone to hit.
I don't know if you guys watched the show tonight. It was a pretty good show. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Oh, and we got the Supergirl boots. Lucky us.
How can you resist my illusions?
I'm pretty sure I can find. Well, I don't have these pants. For the boots, I'm pretty sure I can find one of my characters who doesn't have it. Oh, and the brawling is actually better than brawling I have, which is saying a lot. Some Halloween goodies, some exhibits, and let's see what's in the box. Oh, tool chest. Better than nothing, I suppose. At this stage, usually you pretty much get garbage in the log boxes and the reward boxes. So let's go save our friend, well, our cousin, Supergirl in this case. So this is my Red Sun Superman, and strangely enough, I have a blue Superman also that I'm starting to build.
Took some of my blood. I have to go talk to Cal. I mean, Superman. Thanks again.
Didn't really plan it that way. It just kind of happened. Like I had made a Red Sun Superman quite some time ago, and more recently, I wanted to have a Blue Lantern, but I didn't know what kind of Blue Lantern to make. So I ended up making a Blue Lantern Superman, and thus ending up with Superman Red, Superman Blue. which was also a storyline in a handful of comics. It was a storyline in the 90s, but it's something that actually was done, I think, in the 60s originally. But for the Supergirl TV show, it was quite a fun show. It had something the Man of Steel movie didn't have. It was hopeful. Uh, the other mission we could do, I suppose, is the Star Labs one, where we have to help Superman. So let's go and do that. Hi there. So the Supergirl show was I thought it was a lot of fun. It was hopeful, unlike the Superman the last Superman movie, even though it had some of the same things in terms of like the costume was pretty somewhat inspired a bit from the movie version, where they used a much darker color palette. But the tone of the show was much brighter and much more hopeful, which was much appreciated. And they're following a bit the formula that they developed with
Hi, how's it going?
Good and you.
Control consoles inside Star Labs. Use the consoles to revert them back.
And they're developing a formula not unlike the Flash or the Arrow TV show, where you have this whole group behind Supergirl, and they almost had like in the Flash they have these moments when you have a character Barry will be in trouble, and you have a character that will be like, "Run, Barry, run!" And in the
I'm good. Is this on console or PC?
this is on PS4.
Evacuate all non-security Star Labs personnel.
Taking a beating. Where's our backup?
Turret reinitializing.
Do you allow people to join your group or you like to play solo?
I do both. I prefer solo sometimes for various reasons, but usually what I'll do is that I'll just take queue and use whatever group the queue gives me. I used to play with friends at some point, but they pretty much all stopped playing, sadly.
I guess you can say I repaired my overheated PS3 and wanted to try this game out, but I kinda wanted to join up with someone.
Well, you can add me to your friend list.
Makes things more interesting.
It does, it does. If you wish, you can add me to your friend list and we could play at some point. Essentially, I used to have a pretty long friend list, but sadly, around the time of Origin Crisis, my friend list pretty much disappeared. Pretty much everyone I was playing with gave up on this universe at the time of Origin Crisis. Since then, I rebuilt my friend list and my league. Also, I had a league. It wasn't big league. It was like half a dozen of me and my friends. But essentially around the time of Urgent Crisis, all my friends left, and all my league left also at the time. So I pretty much ended up having to rebuild my friend list and my league. So I essentially had another group of friends who at some point started playing, and I slowly tried to rebuild my friend list. And earlier this summer, when Game Update 47 went live, once again, my league pretty much disappeared, and so did my friend list. I wasn't really planning on rebuilding my friend list, but then I met a few nice people with whom I had fun playing. So I started, I guess you could say, started rebuilding my friend list a bit. Although it's pretty small, I only have a handful of people so far. So I wasn't really looking forward to rebuilding my friend list, but a few people convinced me to give it a shot. So once in a while, I'll add maybe someone, but it's a rare thing right now. But if you add me to your friend list, next time you log in, let me know, and we could play together. I do have a lot of characters, so I'm pretty sure I could find one that is pretty much at the level of your character. Like I have characters from level 3 to level 134, I think, is my highest.
I have better things to do than trade punches with you and your flunky, Superman.
How long do you plan on being online tonight?
Oh, not long. I'm almost done for tonight. It's getting pretty late over here.
I
Uh,
am a villain at level 10.
okay, yeah,
Just started.
I'm pretty sure I have a villain at that level. If you give me just 1 second, what villain do I have? I do have one at level 13, so that probably could do. I have one at level 3 and one at level 13, so either I level up my level 3 to reach you, or we could play with my level 13.
Also, I am afraid of getting the PS4 because I feel like it will overheat like my PS3 that I've had for 6 years.
It
Do
depends.
you recommend it?
Well, I do have a PS4. I have a friend who bought the regular PS4, and his is overheating a bit. But what I did purchase, I bought the Arkham Knight version, and the Arkham Knight version doesn't overheat at all, not even one bit. And I use it quite a lot. I use it for to watch movies, to play games, and my PS4 is almost open 24/7 sometimes, for days and days before I finally turn it off and give it a half a day break or something. So I guess it depends on which version you get and if you're lucky, I suppose. Because I've heard people say that the PS4 does overheat, but mine doesn't at all, and it's very quiet also. Like it's pretty close where I am, and you don't hear it at all. But I have a friend who, as I said, has a PS4 that produces a lot of heat and that does a lot of noise also. Like when I play with him, I hear his PS4 in the background. So I guess it depends on the model you get, I
So the
suppose.
Arkham Knight version system is the one you recommend me getting?
Oh yeah, if you're a fan of Batman and if you like, especially if you like the Arkham games, yes, get the Arkham Knight version. And the PS4 is it's very silent and it doesn't produce any heat at all. So yeah, I would recommend this one if you want to. I'm not sure if it's still available though. That's the only drawback I would see. If you look, let me look on Amazon very quick. I don't see it right now. Just give me. Yeah, you can still get it, but it's like 729, 730 dollars. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you can really afford to. But there's a few other bundles that are probably as good. There's the I'm not sure if you're a Call of Duty fan. There's the Call of Duty version that just came out, and the Call of Duty version, unlike the other versions, is 1 terabyte. Uh, because one thing I've noticed pretty quick is that I remember thinking that 500 gigs was a lot of gigs, so I thought I would have plenty of space until I realized that a lot of games like the Arkham Knight game is like 64 gigs by itself. There's also Destiny is like almost 40 gigs. DC Universe is almost is like 35 gigs or something. So when games are that big, just a few 64 gigs games like the Dragon Age is about 64 gigs or around that amount. So it can add up pretty quick. Let's try and repair.
Nothing a villain uses can possibly repair my equipment. Let me provide you with the items you need.
So that's gonna be it for now, guys. But if you want to play, if you want to play together, sure, no problem. Just look me up when you get your PS3, and we'll arrange to make sure that you can play with my level 13 character or something. So that's it for now, guys. So hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.